Hello friends and welcome to another Bluebird Art Studios video. My name is Miss Emma and today we'll be painting an ocean scene with turtles with acrylic paint. For this project you'll need a selection of paintbrushes, a canvas, some acrylic paint, a sponge, and some water. Let's get started. So our first step for this project will be to paint the sand. We'll go in with a beige color and make an organic line going through our canvas, and then we'll just paint everything under this with the beige. Now we're going to wash off our brush, and while this section dries, we're going to start painting in the ocean. To do this, I'm starting out with a dark blue on my large brush and painting in the upper left corner. Then we'll lightly move further into the canvas with this color. Now, as we get closer to the shore, we're going to go in with lighter and more bright blues and start layering that in with the brush strokes we've already made. I'm making my strokes go at the same angle while also making sure they're not too straight so it looks like organic water. And as we get closer and closer to the shore, we're going to add in lighter and lighter blues. And we'll allow our brush strokes to curl and make little waves. Now, once we've reached about this point, I'm going to trade out my large brush for my medium brush and mix up a near white blue and start going in with some details. We can also add a little bit of this light blue and to make the crests of the waves further back in the ocean. And lastly, as we get to where the ocean meets the sand, we're going to go in with a pure white and mimic the shape of the wave that we already have. Now, after we finish this, we're ready to move on to our turtles. The first thing that we're going to do for the turtles is take our small brush, we'll mix up a light green, and we'll start marking out where to place them. For the first one, I'm going to do an outline just to mark where the shell is going to go by making a rough circle or egg shape right here on my canvas. For the next one, I'll place it right here. And then, last but not least, we'll do a smaller one in the back. Now that we've charted out their shells, we can move on to their heads and arms. For the first turtle, we're going to start out with a circle right here, and then we'll make a bit of a point on the spot closest to the ocean, which will be his nose. We'll do the same thing for the other two turtles. Now we're going to paint their arms. To do this, we'll take more of the same green, and I'll place the first one coming out from the first turtle right here, and then going down, ending in a point. I'll place its other arm swooping out right here, and curling up before going back into the shell. And we'll do the same for the other two turtles. Now we're going to switch to our detail brush, go in with the same green, and start painting on the feet. These will come into a curved point at either side of the back of the turtle's shell. So we'll do a curve and a point and a curve to a point, just like this. It should look like a flower petal or leaf. Now we'll do the same for the second turtle, and last but not least, the baby. Now that we have the base for the head, arms, and feet, we're going to add in some shadows. These will be very simple. I'm just going to go in with a darker green and the same detail brush, and we'll just make some darker strokes. I'll add one on the back of each of the arms, as well as lightly around the feet. And lastly, some shading on either side of the head. At this point, we're going to switch back to our small brush, pick up some brown paint, and begin painting the shells. We'll just go over the outlines that we've already made, and then fill them in with the brown paint. And lastly, the baby. And now that we have the base for the shells, I'll go in with a little bit of the color that we've used for the sand and add curved lines around the shell just like this to make it look round and give it some dimension. After this, we'll do the same thing with a little bit of white, just blending in some highlights. Now, staying with our small brush, I'm going to take a little bit of black and add dots for eyes on all of the turtles. Then we'll just grab a little bit of our white and do highlights on each of those eyes. And after you have finished this step, we are done with today's painting. Thanks for watching, creative friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you've had fun creating this masterpiece with me. We'd love to see what you've painted today, so feel free to share your art with us. We'll see you next time, and stay artsy.